It's Friday, July 18th, AD 2025. This is the World View in 5 minutes, written by yours truly and heard on 140 radio stations and at theworldview.com. I'm Adam McManus. Nigerian Muslims murder Christian farmers there on almost a daily basis, reports International Christian Concern. Back in November 2020, the Muslim terrorist group Boko Haram slit the throats of 43 Christian farmers who were farming rice. Some were fishermen. The government remains silent in the face of this genocide. The Christian farmers need our voices. International Christian Concern is raising money for an emergency relief fund. You can make a contribution through a special link in our transcript today at theworldview.com. According to Open Doors, Nigeria is the 7th most dangerous country worldwide for Christians to live. The Ukrainian parliament voted on July 17th to confirm Yulia Sviridenko as the new prime minister in a major cabinet shakeup. Sviridenko, a 39-year-old economist, was tapped by President Zelensky to replace Denis Shmyhal after his 5 years in office. The new prime minister was confirmed with the support of 262 votes, with 22 voting against her and 26 abstaining. The reshuffle takes place as Ukraine continues to resist Russia's full-scale invasion while seeking to navigate a transforming relationship with its key international supporter, the United States. On Wednesday, CBS's Major Garrett asked former Vice President Mike Pence about the controversy swirling around the alleged Epstein list, reports the Gateway Pundit. It allegedly reveals the names of wealthy men who participated in the sex trafficking of girls and young women through the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. Listen.
President Trump said the Jeffrey Epstein matter is a hoax. Last week, his Justice Department said there were more than 1,000 victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Last summer, Trump said he was open to declassifying all the relevant files and the Epstein client list, and that his suicide looked suspicious. How can all those things be true and it be a hoax? I don't understand where things stand with all this.
I think the time has come for the administration to release all of the files regarding Jeffrey Epstein's investigation and prosecution. It's important that we protect the names of the victims. They should be excluded from any disclosure. But whether or not the facts justify charges, I think that anyone who participated or was associated with this despicable man ought to be held up to public scrutiny.
Numbers 32, verse 23 says, "Be sure, your sin will find you out." The weather system moving across the Florida Panhandle on Wednesday was showing a greater chance of becoming a tropical depression as it moves toward the northern Gulf Coast, according to the National Hurricane Center. The system has a 40% chance of becoming a tropical depression as it moves west over the Gulf of America toward southeastern Louisiana. The tropical weather will also affect Alabama and Mississippi. New Orleans is bracing for 3 to 5 inches of rain through Saturday, but some areas could see as much as 10 inches. 19-year-old Catherine Ferruzzo was devoted to caring for children, from the campers in her cabin at Camp Mystic in Hunt, Texas, to the students with special needs, who she helped as a teacher aide at Spring Branch Elementary Schools, reports the San Antonio Express-News. She planned to become a special ed teacher after arriving at the University of Texas at Austin this fall to start her freshman year. Tragically, Ferruzzo died in the 4th of July floods that swept through Camp Mystic, an all-girls Christian summer retreat along the Guadalupe River in western Kerr County. She had been the only counselor who remained unaccounted for when her family members said in a statement that her remains had been found last Friday. Her family said they are establishing the Catherine Ferruzzo Legacy Foundation to, quote, honor Catherine and her compassion for those with special needs and learning differences, end quote. She recently graduated from Memorial High School, where she helped set up the school's debut Unity game, a mini football game in which students with special needs could play football, cheerlead, or play in the band. She was one of at least 28 Camp Mystic counselors and campers, along with owner Richard Eastland, who died in the July 4th flood. And finally, Jeff Ramsey, a Texas father, used his final moments before he was swept away by the furious floodwaters of the Guadalupe River to call his son and daughter, reports Fox 4 in Dallas. Jake Ramsey, 24 years old, and his sister Rachel, age 23, never could have imagined the tragic turn a 4th of July getaway would take for their dad and his wife, Tanya.
They were definitely in the camper when it was swept away. 26 feet and 45 minutes. It's just truly one of the most horrific disasters you can imagine.
Once Jeff Ramsey realized it was too late for him and Tanya, he called his son and then his daughter to say goodbye.
He left us both voicemails just saying, "Hey, buddy, I love you so much. I think this is it for us. Tell Rachie I love her." I went and listened to that message and it broke me. Hers came after mine, and it was when they were already heading downstream. You could hear the panic, and it was just heartbreaking. We'll never listen to those messages again.
Jeff Ramsey made another call to Tanya's brother, who was also camping along the Guadalupe River.
Thank the Lord he called Tanya's brother, because otherwise they would have probably slept in and been swept away in the flood as well.
Jeff found the frame of the camper.
The frame's bent and just obliterated.
So far, only Tanya's body has been recovered.
My dad always said, God has great plans for you. That was his one-liner. And God calls us to trust him, no matter how terrible things may get.
Jeff was vice president of benefits with the Miller Group. He also did a lot of volunteer work with the Adaptive Training Foundation, a gem for amputees. Tanya's cancer battle connected her with Wigs.com, where she was the client care manager. Jake offered a word of wisdom.
Treat every day like it's your last, and that's something that he did, and so I'm so grateful that he had such a great heart.
Psalm 90 verse 12 says, "So teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." And that's the Worldview on this Friday, July 18th, in the year of our Lord 2025. Follow us on X or subscribe for free by Spotify, Amazon Music, or by iTunes or email to our unique Christian newscast at theworldview.com. Plus, you can get the Generations app through Google Play or the App Store. I'm Adam McManus. Seize the day for Jesus Christ.